Hello YouTube, today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, the Commander class from late 2024. Very cool figure, very cool truck mode here as well, nice and clean all the way around. Comes with a trailer, he comes with a lot of accessories we're going to go ahead and look at in a minute, but first I want to go ahead and grab our Earthrise Optimus just to show a quick size comparison here for, comparison's sake. You can see he's quite a bit wider, quite a bit taller here, and of course quite about an inch longer in truck mode. So fair upsize for this character. Nice paint details everywhere. You got nice silver, some yellow here, silver for the headlights, silver for the mirrors. There's a little paint chip right here as well. So, and then a little bit of orange up here. I got a small paint chip there as well. I believe it came out of the box like that. So, yeah. Red paint, silver on the rims. All of the wheels are pinned in, so you don't have to worry about having him roll because he rolls very nicely. And I have done the swap back here with these pieces where they're installed wrong. I have fixed those already. So red, silver, or is that gray? That's gray. And then you can see a little bit back here. This is open, but there's no like head poking out or anything. So really cool that they were able to hide all that. You can kind of see, if you look in there, you can see like his mouth plate, but that's about it. The white outline Autobot logo here on the shoulder is nice. And then all of these are plastic pieces set into with a silver back. So that's cool. The trailer's main accessory, he's got the nice gray stripe here on the side with the Autobot logo emblazoned in red. Nice detailing here, the sides. I think this is like a refrigerator unit, or it would be, I think it has something to do with ventilation. I'm not 100% savvy on truck trailers. You have a spare tire molded in on the bottom. A lot of detail down here as well. These struts do go up and down. This post for the, it's not a 5mm post. I think it's like a 3.5mm, but it just sets in the into the hitch. These do come out and rotate. To make the nice wide base, so we can come in here and open this up. Oh, there is red paint back here. Open this up. That does sit a little bit weird. Doesn't sit all the way down like it should. There we go. And it opens up nice and wide. And there's not a whole lot of paint in here. There's no paint at all, but not a whole lot of other detail here. But it's all molded in details all throughout. I do like the diamond pattern steel plating here. Looks good. So yeah. Then this comes, with a bunch of other accessories that we'll store in here. We do have an Energon axe. And we'll go ahead and look at the storage here in a little bit. But he does come with two of these little pieces here that come with these little bases for him. Those will store in the bottom of the trailer. These two blast effects, a ion blaster, this little thing, the little like repair drone that goes in the trailer. It's got a opening canopy. Nothing fits in there, or nothing that I know of. This comes up, arm. We'll look at that in a little bit. And roller, and he's got 6 pinned on wheels, and he's painted silver, and he can fit some Titan Masters in here. I don't have any handy, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Anyway, yeah, all this stuff stores. These will store in the bottom, so we'll look at those later. Sorry, there's my hairy arm. And so like these blast effect pieces, they will store here. And, or do they store down here? These store here, right? The axe will store. We'll store the axe on this side over here. There's a little like 3mm or 2mm post, whatever. This rifle can store on this right here. Sorry, child's crying in the background. So those store in there like that. Let me bring this up so you can see it. Yeah. So rifle stores here, blast effects, and the axe. So coming to roller and the drone, these guys do some stuff real quick. So the drone has these 2 ports here, and you can do a few different things. You can take the blaster and set it there, and it fits perfectly right there. So you can store or tow Optimus's blaster around. And then for this, you can take these 2 posts and put on top of roller, and he can just be like a mobile repair station. This comes up. This can rotate. The arm has a hinge here, hinge here, hinge here, and the little arm on the side here has a hinge, swivel, a hinge here, a hinge on the claw, and the claw can open. So really well done for these little things. Most of the time though, these are going to stay in the trailer, to be fairly honest, and I just kind of keep the trailer off to the side. Another thing this can do though is he has the little blast effect posts, so you can put these onto those posts. So he has a little blast, and they're all bent up. You can take some like hot water or something, but like I said, all this stuff's gonna basically stay in the trailer, so I'm not too bothered by it. Speaking of staying in the trailer though, the little drone guy, you fold him back up, and everything does snap together, so that's cool. But we'll just fold him back up and attach him up here to those 2 ports right here. He will just plug on like that. And then when you want to store a roller, he has these 2 posts, or these 2 slots here that'll go into these 2 tabs. So he can store in there like that. He does store down, yeah, sits now nicely. And you see there's plenty of room back here to fit a deluxe Autobot. So I don't have anybody in vehicle mode right now. And this is going to be a long review as it is, so I'm not going to transform anybody right now. So, but we'll go ahead and take roller off real quick so we can close this up. And I'm going to show you real quick how he can also, he can haul the trailer if you want him to. You just plug it on like that, and you can haul the trailer around. It's a perfect little height for him. So that's a thing you can do. We'll go ahead and set roller to the side, and we can also take this trailer and attach it to Prime, and he can roll nicely like that as well. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at these little effect pieces real quick. They are coded for each side, so this one goes here, and this one goes on here. I can't really explain it better than that, but they got these little tabs on the bottoms, and Optimus has these little slots here, and they will go on just like that. And this will recreate the basically the truck leaping into battle right as he's about to transform and start blasting some Decepticons. So that's pretty cool. Can open up the bottom of the trailer here. It's very tight. Yeah, there we go. And it opens up like that. And we'll go ahead and just take these off Optimus now and put these in here. They just kind of sit in there. They don't tab into anything. They just sit down in there. Close that up. And we're done talking about the trailer for now. Let me go ahead and put roller back in here real quick. And the trailer can go bye-bye for a little bit. I might pull it back out when we get to robot mode. Now, the Prime truck cab and the blaster, you can store the blaster here if you want. So if they wanted to release this as like a leader class figure with just Prime and the blaster. They honestly could. So that's pretty cool. That is a, you know, an actual like option if they wanted to pursue that. Knowing Hasbro, they probably won't. So yeah, rolls nicely. I already showed it with the Earthrise truck, so I guess the only thing we can do right now is go ahead and get to transformation. And transformation's pretty simple. It's simple, but it's also involved, which is a good thing. This is something that brought like a breath of fresh air to me for Transformers I haven't been able to see in a while. There's so many repaints and just rehashings of things that we've already seen before have happened too much. So this was something new and fantastic. So transforming him, we're going to go ahead and start back here. We're going to flip these wheels under. And then we're going to take these panels and pull them out. And then flip that panel around and go in like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Pull this down, flip this panel around, fold it in. Then we can go ahead and take this piece out right here so we can bring the legs down. These tab into the back of the arms, so be mindful of that. Bring that down. We can bring down these little flaps as well now. Bring these panels down, and then we're going to go ahead and just separate this for here. Open up his feet, and bring these little pieces, these connector pieces down. Very smart. Bring this around and put the flap in place on the front. And that hides all that red paint. You can go ahead and unclick that. So there we go. There are the legs complete. And this is kind of his Gertruck mode. So you can do that. So we'll come up to the top now. And first thing we're going to do is pull these panels down that form the sides. And that's how this little scratch happened, is it just kind of bumped that piece down there. So that tucks in right there. And then these little panels here on this will flip in. Pull this whole section out now and kind of bring it down. Okay, we need to get this panel out, and then we'll fold this in right here. And mine has a crack on the hinge just due to the tolerance, but we'll flip that around and then flip this up. So that's something to be mindful of, that little hinge there. And flip this up, and then we'll go ahead and flip these under, and this will lock all that into place. And this will be his backpack, so we don't have to worry about that for a minute. Now we're going to come back here, untap his arms from the side, bring it out, and it'll clip into place up here. Same thing over here, clips into place. And then this panel will come up and over. You bring these arms up like this so we can pull these panels here out. Okay. We'll pull these sectioned out. These will be his little, this will be like his waist. You just want to kind of move them on this double hinge just so they're out. And flip this panel down to become the abdomen grill piece. And we'll flip his head out right now so that we can have this out of the way. And this is a bit hard. It does clip into place, and I actually shaved the tabs down, and it's still difficult to get it out. So be mindful of that too. It's like right here is where I shaved off some plastic, and also like in here I had to shave off a little bit of plastic, and it's still tight. So that's something also to be mindful of. Anyway, once you get his head out, you can then flip this around and then bring these panels back down. And then this is where we'll bring the backpack up, and it will tab into that panel that his head's attached to. And then there's two little panels here on the sides that will flip in to just kind of change that silhouette right there. Then we can rotate at the waist, and then we'll bring this piece up right there. Alright, now we just have the arms left, and move these little ear pieces up so that they're straight up and down. Rotate at the bicep, and then bring out at the elbow, flip out this panel, and then we can flip out the fist. We'll do that for this arm. The other arm, we're going to stop at that point, because I want to show something real quick. I'm going to have to get the trailer back out. For his axe, his Energon axe has a little 5mm port. There's a 5mm post, and that will plug in on there. And so he has his axe. From that one part of that one episode, it just kind of stuck. I think it was the first or second episode, and you know, it's been an iconic piece of Optimus Prime since then. But yeah, so there he is with his Energon axe. It stays in the trailer. I don't mess with it. It doesn't store in vehicle mode, so it stays in the trailer. And like I said, with that, basically we've looked at everything in the trailer. The weapon of the blast effect parts do work with this rifle, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll go ahead and flip out his other fist now. And so I showed the weapon storage in his truck mode if you just have the truck and the gun. He also has tongue stops working. He also has storage in robot mode. So this will just plug in onto the side here on this little tab. You can do it on either side, but it will plug in there, and there's his gun stored on his back. And it's neat. It doesn't like hinder anything, and it doesn't look bad. So I like that. I like how that worked. But he can't hold his rifle, of course. We're gonna open up his wrist or his fingers. They are fully articulated basically, except for these three are all one piece. This finger's individual, and it's very fat. You got a really fat index finger. The other fingers are all like really thin and attached together. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put his gun into his hand. It's got a very short post. I hate that it has such a short post. The one that came with the Centurion drone, it has a longer post. It's a bigger gun, and it fits, I think it fits more of a larger leader class figure better. But he can like hold it, and it doesn't look too bad, but it is very long for him. This seems a little bit short for his size, but it's not too bad when you know don't look at it too critically. But yeah, there he is. So pretty cool. We'll leave that to the side now, and we're going to look at articulation. For his articulation, starting at the top, his head's on a ball joint, but he doesn't look up very much. He looks down just a very little bit. Side to side, wags a little bit. Full 360 on the rotation. Shoulders, he has 2 butterfly joints. He has the reverse one for vehicle mode transformation. You can use that as articulation as well. And he has one forward like that. Pretty cool. So, you know, you can get all the way out there like that if you want with both joints. This is also how people have been like taking the arm off to do the Earthbound effect or whatever it is from the comics. Arm can go up that far. Bicep swivel. The arm can swivel all the way around 360. 90 degrees at the elbow, and then it goes 90 degrees back for transformation. And then wrist rotation. At the waist, he doesn't have an ab crunch, which, you know, you would kind of expect for a figure at this price point, but it's alright. He does have a rotation. And like for transformation, you can tell it goes 360. Back and front armor skirts. And you can see this piece. This is very nicely detailed, this hip joint. Yeah, those go up. You can go all the way back, and you can go all the way forward for the full Monty. And he can go out to the sides for the Fold Van Dam. Very nice. Rotation. It rotates this far before you have to kick the leg out a little bit and fully rotate. And then once it gets to here, it wants to stop. So it won't rotate all the way around, but that far that way and that far that way. Not the best. They could have like shaved this down just a little bit so it would clear that, but they were looking at aesthetics from the front, because that, it wouldn't have affected anything. They could have shaved that plastic off. It's fine. Knee bend, way past anywhere you need it to go to, so very good range, very deep. And then this looks great. It's not too open, and then it has just more detail showing here. So if you get him into like a running pose, like that looks good. That's a really nice knee bend for this figure. When I first got him, and when I first saw pictures of him, I thought his thighs looked too small. But honestly, I think I've just seen too many Optimuses where the thighs are too long, because this looks fine in contrast with like the cartoon. Down here, ankle rocker that far. It does kind of leave the connector port behind a little bit when you come back in. It does clip into place for vehicle mode, straight up and down. So, and then you can go a little bit forward and back on this, but that connector gets in the way. And yeah, so it's very clean from all angles. This backpack's a little bit big, but it's not too. It doesn't look too bad in person. It just looks awful in, on video and in cameras and stuff. It looks just absolutely massive, but it's really not. And I think it might also be due to this being massive to kind of offset that size. I don't know. It looks good. I don't think it looks bad. Smokestacks, these do rotate, and I wish they didn't. I wish they were locked into place. I wish they didn't move around like that. I might put a little bit of glue on that to stop it from moving eventually. And then Optimus Prime's normal feature, he has a matrix of leadership. So you just come in here and you pop open the chest. And then he has this plate from the movie that also will open up. This is not the matrix that came with the figure. This is the matrix that came with Galvatron. I did swap them. I do not... I'll pull this out real quick. So here is the matrix that actually came with this Optimus. And the color, I mean, it's more metallic. And the gem is clear. But there's a lot of paint bleed on this. There's a lot of paint bleed up here with this bronze paint. And I just thought it looked like crap. So I took it, gave it to Galvatron, put it on the chain. It stays around Galvatron's neck. The Kingdom Galvatron, not the new Studio Series one. I haven't touched that thing yet. I'm not gonna buy it because I already have the Kingdom one. But yeah, this is the Kingdom Galvatron's matrix, and it's got the blue painted crystal, this nice dark bronze paint here, and then the silver, and everything is crisp. So that's why I chose to change this out. I think it looks a lot better. It doesn't look dead in there. I feel like if I'm going to give a character a matrix that looks dead, I'm going to give it to Galvatron because he couldn't tap into it. So that's why I did. I swapped them out. So, pretty cool. Yeah, great figure. Looks really good. Here he is compared with a few figures. We're going to have Bumblebee, 86 Bumblebee, and here is Kingdom Sideswipe. This movie's got it in the frame. So yeah, so 86 Bumblebee and Kingdom Sideswipe. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I definitely recommend picking him up if you can. He is a bit of a pricey figure. He retails for $90, something like that in the US. And then aftermarket prices, of course, might be a little ridiculous. and he's been out for a few months, so yeah. However, that affects prices in your area, but he's definitely worth the pickup, and I love him. He's probably the best Optimus Prime that's ever been made, and he was definitely the best toy of 2024. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, till all are one.